The Caribbean has long been the heartbeat of global sprinting, but at the CARIFTA Games, that legacy feels even more alive. Every year, this junior championship becomes a stage where future stars begin to shape their identity, where raw talent meets early discipline, and where national pride fuels every stride. The girls under 24 by 100 meters relay is often one of the clearest reflections of this unique sprinting culture. A race that demands not just speed, but trust, timing, and composure under pressure. In Grenada 2024, the anticipation surrounding this final was impossible to ignore. Jamaica entered once again as the standard, a nation whose relay tradition has been built on precision and depth. But across the track stood hungry challengers, teams ready to test that dominance and seize their moment. With rising talents on every leg and the energy of the Caribbean crowd building, the stage was perfectly set for a race where execution would matter more than reputation.
Withdrawing as well, and Barbados.
So, Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, British Virgin Islands, Grenada, Guadeloupe, and Martinique. The teams set to take part here. British Virgin Islands. Oh wow, they would love to have a Deja Hodge now. That's Amia Todman for the BVI. Here's the lineup from the inside: Grenada, Martinique, British Virgin Islands, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Guadeloupe, and Bahamas. 7 teams going in this final.
And Todman on that third leg with Soleil Frederick.
Trinidad and Tobago team, they have the Frederick sisters. One would suppose they also have Symphony Patrick to choose from.
Khadija Pickering, I think, maybe leading off for them.
Jamaica being led off by Habiba Harris, the 12.95 sprint hurdler, takes the opening leg for the Jamaicans. They are expected to have a fine team. Tiana Lee Terrelong, Sabrina Dockery, Shania Douglas possibly in their lineup as well. Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe will be in lane number 6. They have Alia Vanukia on the opening leg. Grenada with Rihanna Frederick leading off for them.
Stand. On your marks.
Final of the under 20 girls 4x100.
Set.
Well, that went all wrong. Some athletes were in the set positions, getting back into their marks. Others were stuck on their mark. Pretty sure we're going to see a green card here.
Should do, I think.
It's the green card.
And yes, we do in fact get a green card. Starters acknowledge that there may have been an issue with the starts from their end. Symphony Patrick, you see on your screen there, will be leading
On your
off
marks.
for Trinidad and Tobago. The Frederick twins will go second and third.
Set.
Cleanly away this time for the 4x100 final for under 20 girls. Trinidad and Tobago up well with Symphony Patrick. Abiba Harris runs a good first leg for the Jamaicans as well. The Jamaicans change safe and first. Tiana Lee Terrelong, the 100 silver medalist, goes flying by Frederick. Jamaica ahead of Trinidad and Tobago. Here's the change for the Jamaicans. Soleil Frederick on the third leg for Trinidad and Tobago, but it's Jamaica with the advantage. This is where the battle is expected to be. Here's the final change. Jamaica ahead of TNT. Down the home stretch they come. Trinidad and Tobago trying to close, but the Jamaicans pull away through Shania Douglas. 43-61. Another terrific performance by the black, green and gold. That's 3 in a row in the relays. They are on course for another sweep at the CARIFTA Games. They swept the 1500s yesterday, and they are very much on course in the 4x100s. Pickering taking home Trinidad and Tobago to a well-deserved silver medal.
Trinidad and Tobago, and of course the ladies are from the Bahamas in second and third. Trinidad and Tobago 44.43 seconds. Sanya Frederick not looking in the championship form that she displayed last year, certainly.
Thought it was Pickering on the anchor leg for TNT. It wasn't actually, as the Bahamians come through for bronze at 45.40. The Jamaicans celebrate gold. And they didn't have Sabrina Dockery, who won the 100 meters last night, defeating Tiana Lee Terrelong.
Still 200 to come tomorrow, so the bigger teams will be a little bit more mindful of using the depth of their relay squads. But a dominant performance by the Jamaican quartet, almost from the gun. Made the first pass first. Frederick, second best to Terrelong. And then just opening that lead from that point forward with the Jamaicans.
Never in doubt this one for Jamaica. Shania Douglas so good at 100, 200 and 400, tearing away on the anchor leg to bring the Jamaicans home. And once again, it's Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Bahamas. They've been rotating Trinidad and Tobago and Bahamas for second and third, but the Jamaicans remain in the gold medal positions throughout these relays. 43-63 for Jamaica, 44-43 for Trinidad and Tobago, 45-40 for the Bahamas.
Got the voting of Grenada for that fourth spot.
As the athletes settled into their blocks, the tension that had been building throughout the stadium became visible in every movement. The first attempt at a clean start quickly unraveled, with several runners reacting awkwardly in the set position. Officials responded with a green card, signaling a collective warning rather than disqualification, but the moment only added to the pressure. In a relay, where rhythm and focus are everything, even a slight disruption can affect the entire race plan. When the field reset, Jamaica looked composed, almost unaffected by the delay. That calmness translated instantly into their start. The opening leg was explosive but controlled, with the Jamaican runner attacking the curve while maintaining perfect form. Most importantly, the first exchange was executed with near-perfect timing. The outgoing runner accelerated decisively, meeting the baton at full speed, and that single moment already created separation. Trinidad and Tobago, positioned as one of the main contenders, responded well in the early phase. Their first leg held strong, and their baton exchange was clean, keeping them firmly in second place. However, even at this stage, the difference in efficiency between the teams was noticeable. Jamaica didn't just run fast, they ran smooth, minimizing any loss of momentum through the zone. On the second leg, Jamaica began to stretch the field. Running down the back straight, their athletes showed superior top-end speed combined with relaxed mechanics. There was no visible strain, just controlled acceleration and maximum efficiency. With each stride, the gap widened. Trinidad and Tobago fought to stay within reach, matching the pace as best as possible, but the deficit slowly increased. Behind them, Bahamas and Grenada were locked in a tight battle for bronze, both teams showing strong individual legs but slightly less precision in their exchanges. The second Jamaican exchange was another defining moment. Clean, aggressive, and perfectly timed, it allowed their third runner to enter the curve with full momentum. This is often where relays are either secured or lost, and Jamaica used it to tighten their grip on the race. The third leg maintained the same pattern: strong curve running, excellent posture, and no wasted motion. By this point, the visual gap between first and second had become undeniable. Trinidad and Tobago continued to execute well, and their consistency kept them safely in silver medal position. Their baton work remained solid, and their athletes showed determination, particularly in maintaining form under pressure. But unlike Jamaica, they lacked that extra layer of speed combined with flawless transitions, the combination that turns a strong relay into a dominant one. As the teams approached the final exchange, the outcome was already leaning heavily in Jamaica's favor. Their third to fourth handoff was once again clinical. The baton moved seamlessly into the anchor's hand, with no hesitation, no adjustment, just pure continuation of speed. In contrast, even minor inefficiencies in the chasing team's exchanges made it nearly impossible to close the gap at this stage. Once on the home straight, Jamaica's anchor had full control. There was no need for panic or overexertion. Instead, it was a display of composed sprinting, maintaining form and rhythm while gradually extending the lead even further. Behind, Trinidad and Tobago pushed hard, their anchor fighting to secure silver and hold off any late threats. Bahamas, meanwhile, produced a strong final leg to consolidate their position in third, resisting pressure from Grenada. The finish confirmed what the race had been building toward from the very first exchange. Jamaica crossed the line in a brilliant 43.63 seconds, a time that reflects not only speed but technical excellence across all four legs. Trinidad and Tobago followed in 44.43 seconds, a commendable performance that showcased resilience and solid execution. Bahamas secured bronze in 45.40 seconds, completing a podium that highlighted the depth of Caribbean sprinting. What stood out most was not just Jamaica's victory, but how it was achieved. There were no visible weaknesses, no moments of hesitation. Every exchange was sharp, every phase of the race controlled. Even without one of their top individual stars, the team functioned as a perfectly synchronized unit. It's a reminder that in relay sprinting, chemistry and discipline can be just as decisive as raw speed. This race once again reinforced a familiar truth within CARIFTA competition. Jamaica's relay system is built on depth, preparation, and consistency. Year after year, new athletes step into these roles and deliver at the highest level, maintaining a legacy that continues to define Caribbean sprinting.